Our first guest tonight is an Oscar and Emmy-winning actress who's done battle with velociraptors and assorted Sith over the span of her sterling career. She co-stars now alongside Hugh Jackman in the movie The Son. It opens in theaters January 20th. Please welcome Laura Dern. Very good to see you.
This is the best party in town. I think this is the most people I've been with in 3 years.
Oh, is that right? Oh, yeah, you've been... some people do have that kind of reaction. It's like, oh, no, maybe...
No, it's amazing.
So you haven't gone to any concerts, anything like that, any of that stuff?
Really, and work is so, in lockdown mode over these last couple of years. So this is amazing.
Well, it's great to have you here. By the way, I wanted to mention, because I think this is a fun little thing, you had a kind of a secret cameo in this season of White Lotus that most people didn't realize was you.
True. Recorded from the closet of my room,
Recorded from the closet?
Yes. Mike White and I are old friends. He's so brilliant.
Mike created the show?
Yes, and he created a show called Enlightened for
One
HBO.
of the best shows. That was a fantastic show. I feel like people don't appreciate what a good show that was.
Well, find it. If you love White Lotus, find.
Yeah, another HBO show. So you and Mike are pals.
Yeah.
And he had this role over the telephone.
Yeah.
Where you talked to Michael Imperioli.
It was amazing. I just loved doing it, and I loved, literally recording into my phone and him saying, just go to town, be as angry as you want.
So it wasn't a live phone conversation you were having, I see.
Yeah.
And now you're going to be on the next season of White Lotus. I just threw that in to see if you would bite on it, but...
I think last time I was here, you asked me that about Jurassic Park, and in fact, I was.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll be 2 for 2 on this one. Did anyone recognize your voice and go like, oh, that's Laura?
Yes.
Laura. Oh, they did?
Including my son, who didn't know. I didn't tell anyone, so we were watching. And
that's got to be weird. Fun. Wait, that's my mom on the phone. Yeah.
Screaming at someone. How memorable. No, I hope not.
That's funny. Yeah. If anybody's going to recognize the sound of you screaming, it would be your son, probably.
Yeah, sadly, that might be the case.
Well, that's fun. That's got to be a good thing. And now, this other big thing that you were a part of is the Taylor Swift video. She did the Cinderella video. And you played, and she directed this video, you played the evil stepmother.
Yes.
And the gals from Haim, the band Haim, played the evil stepsisters.
Yes.
How did that come to happen?
Taylor asked me, and it sounded like such an incredible time, and I was amazed by what a great filmmaker she is, how prepared she was, how improvisational and fun it was. I had the time of my life, so it was amazing.
Yeah, and then, so many people saw it. I don't know, it's probably, if you think about how many people watch a video like that, it's tens and tens of millions. You think oh, maybe more people saw this than Jurassic Park, right? I mean, really.
When you do it, it's this little isolated experience of an amazing, fun day with your friend. And then, in fact, because you brought it up, I, by good fortune, was in Hawaii. I love it there so much. And friends have an organic farm on Oahu where we did film some of the original Jurassic Park.
Oh.
And I was coming out of their farm, and there's a guided tour of the sites of Jurassic Park with a little sign saying, welcome to Jurassic Park. And as I was post-beach and seeing our friends were getting in the car, and I'm standing right in front of the sign, and here comes a group of people. And this girl comes running up to me and says, oh my God, oh my God. And I was just like, I just want to be with my family. Let's not do a whole Jurassic Park. She goes, aren't you the girl in the Taylor Swift video?
Oh, really?
Which was amazing. She did ask for a picture with me because she loves Taylor Swift, and there was Welcome to Jurassic Park right behind us. So I'm excited to know if
that is really funny. You, okay, I have another story I want to ask you about because this is pretty crazy. So, David Lynch is in the new Steven Spielberg movie, The Fabelmans. He plays John Ford, the old-timey director, very famous guy. He's another famous director who you've worked with many, many times. Yeah. Somehow you engineered his appearance in the film. He initially said no.
Well, I can't take the credit of, Maestro Spielberg, but Steven loved this dream of having David Lynch in the film, and both of them together sort of paying homage to John Ford, who means so much to both of them as filmmakers. And I was
David said no, though, right, initially?
I think that's correct,
yeah. And then Steven called you and said, can you help me?
Yes, and I had the time of my life, both bringing them together and perhaps supporting David in feeling comfortable acting in this movie. And
is that what it was?
That the two of them together paid tribute to Ford in that way, and it's such an incredible scene in the movie.
Can I ask you about the mechanics of that, though? So first, Steven, what? Does he call you, or you meet with him, or what?
He calls me, and I had seen him, and he had told me about what he was making, and then he called me to say, there's this
And then does that put a lot of pressure on you because Steven Spielberg has asked you to call someone else and talk them into being in the movie?
I'm just like, yo, David, Steven wants this thing. You guys got to make it happen. I'm shaking and excited because I feel like it's being part of cinema. And everyone I've talked to that's seen the movie feels so grateful that here is David Lynch paying homage as this master filmmaker, which he is, directed by another master. And
did
the
you
fact
get a
that
credit
I know them,
in the movie for casting?
I think you should call him.
I think you should.
Inappropriate.
This is two big projects you didn't get a credit for.
Hello. Exactly.
By the way, I know obviously you know Jeff Goldblum. He is one of my neighbors. He lives down the street, and he's always standing kind of like in the garage, like out in the front, almost in the street. And it's like it blocks because there's a lot of trucks and stuff coming through. Will you call him and tell him to get in the garage?
Absolutely. I'm actually going to get a sign for behind his head that says, welcome to Jurassic Park. And then maybe they'll line up.
I'm sure he would probably appreciate that on his home. Right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to see a clip from the new movie, The Son, starring Laura Dern. We'll be right back.
The other day, I asked him to, I don't even remember what, take his plate out or something, and he just looked at me, with so much hatred. I thought he was gonna...
What?
He scares me, okay?
That is Laura Dern and Hugh Jackman in The Son, which opens in theaters January 20th. This is a very heavy movie, and Hugh plays your ex-husband. You guys have a child together who's a troubled child. I'll let you explain what it is about.
Yes, he's in a mental health crisis, and we don't know what to do. And as we've all learned, because whether it's friends or family or within ourselves, we are in a severe epidemic when it comes to mental health in this country and everywhere else. And there's so much shame around it that there hasn't been global conversation around mental health. And so these parents are stuck in the unknown of how to help him and how to protect him and even how to co-parent through it, given their own issues and challenges.
And this movie is not a sequel to the movie The Father, which came out last year, I think, starring Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
And he won the Oscar for that movie. This is in the same, kind of family, same universe.
Yes. Same writer, director, Florian Zeller, who also won the Oscar for the screenplay. And this, too, is so brilliantly written. And he dedicated 3 plays that he wrote in France to issues of mental health. And so this is the second story.
The Father, the Son, and I assume the Holy Spirit must be the next one, right? I mean, it has to
I've been waiting, I'm hoping. But he's incredible. And Hugh Jackman is the nicest person any of us will ever meet.
He is. And he's Wolverine on top of it,
Exactly. So you feel safe, and he's the kindest person.
That's right. Hey, I didn't know this about you, and I think this is super interesting because you are a big movie star. You collect, TV and movie memorabilia.
I do.
And not just from stuff that you're in, right?
No, only my... Can you imagine? Oh, that would be horrible. Wait a minute. No, I am obsessed. I'm raised by 2 actors. My godmother was an actress, and I love movies and television.
What do you have?
I have a dress from I Love Lucy.
Wow. Whose dress?
I have Lucy's Vitamita Vegemin dress.
Wow, really? Is it on like a, do you put it on a thing and display?
I have playbills from plays that I've loved or that my parents did when they first met. They met on a Tennessee Williams play off Broadway, so I have that playbill. I might have a blaster from Star Wars.
Oh, really? You pinched a blaster, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, gosh. Kathy Kennedy's gonna call me tonight. But I so pay tribute to it, and I've been blessed.
Is there something you're looking for that you haven't been that you want?
Yeah. Well, I have tons of lunchboxes. I love collecting lunchboxes from classic television.
Oh.
But I think for me now, I'm trying to archive all of my parents' early television. And from Playhouse 90s to Bonanzas and Big Valleys, they're really hard to find.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, gang, anybody out there?
If anybody has them.
Yes.
Somebody has them.
Call Jeff Goldblum, drop the VHSs at his house,
Yes,
and Jimmy can pick them up on the way home.
That's right,
Perfect.
I'll see Jeff on my way to
Yeah.
work, standing right in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
Well, it's
great.
great to see you. The movie is called The Sun. It opens in theaters January 20th. Laura Dern, everybody. Thank you, Laura. We're back with Anna Konkle.